What's going on, guys? Chad here with Greenlight Shooting. Man, it feels good to say that. I got something a little bit different for you guys today. So rather than the normal product reviews or whatever, we're gonna talk about what I've been up to, man, because last week I was at SHOT Show and I ran into a bunch of viewers and they were asking me what I've been up to. And it's so weird for me to hear that because from their perspective, I'm not in the gun industry anymore. But I'm so in the gun industry, man. Day to day, what I'm doing is making incredible, dope content for the biggest companies in the firearms industry. I have been incredibly focused building my company that YouTube and that you all helped me build. And it's just such a cool thing to be able to look back on this YouTube experience and see where it's taken me and all of the cool things I've been able to do and the people I've been able to work with. So with that said, before we get into this, check out some of the work I've done in the past year. Now, I make this video not as a flex to say this is where I am and this is the things I've done. I make this video because hopefully it can inspire some of you guys out there. Like, there's a lot of you that have actually reached out to me because you know what I'm doing, what kind of work I'm doing, and you're asking, hey, I want to do the same thing. How do I get into this industry? What are some tips and tricks for starting a YouTube channel and then turning that YouTube channel into something monetizable and potentially even a larger scale business? To do so, I need to introduce someone. So this is actually my business partner here. You guys have seen him before. I was a little too abrasive. This is Jonathan, man. On Instagram, he is That Marketing Guy Johnny, and he's really kind of where it all started for me. So if we back way up to the beginning of YouTube, actually I started this YouTube channel because I wanted to do USPSA shooting. Did you know that?
No, you told me about your first match.
I'm so bad at it. I'm such a bad competitive shooter, but I wanted to like chronicle that journey. There was no resources out there for people who wanted to get into it. And speaking of, wow, that kind of came full circle.
Yeah, wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
We'll get into that later. But anyways, yeah, so that's what started the channel, and then it just got into some firearms reviews. I was working at a gun shop, and it just kind of evolved from there into, top 3 best first-hand guns, best concealed carry guns, that kind of world. And at one point, someone reached out to me for a video. One of my very first kind of brand deals, actually.
That was me. And it was a video you made at TNT.
It was this big, incredible range. I'd never seen anything like it. It was being built like an hour from my house at this time. So I call these guys up and I offer value, right? Like that's tip number 1, offer value. I called these people up knowing I didn't really have a big following at the time, but knowing that I could make a dope video on this place. So I called these people up and I said, hey, I've got a YouTube channel. Can I come out there? I'll pay for all the hard cost things. I'll pay for ammo. I'll pay for whatever is actually a hard cost. All I'm asking is for free range of the place and to be able to film a video talking about how cool your space is. So that was one of the first videos I did that I put myself out on the line. I wasn't getting paid. In fact, I was paying them, but something major came from it.
Yeah, so I got that email from my boss, and he was like, hey, take this guy to lunch, find out. So I called Chad, take him to lunch. We built the range that Chad made the video at. So it's TNT guns and ammo or range. Also burgers, they got a great burger.
A fantastic burger.
Yeah, definitely go get the burger. But yeah, so we had built that range. The company I was working for is Action Target. They build most of the ranges in the United States. And so I took Chad to lunch and invited him to the facility, just trying to treat him, trying to create that relationship. And brought him up to the facility, and Chad kind of, I think it was for the YouTube, or was it for us?
No, I made it for the
made
YouTube.
it for the
Yeah,
YouTube,
yeah.
yeah.
So there's actually a video of me touring Action Target, the facility. And again, this was just me offering value. So they took me to lunch and they brought me to their facility and just kind of wanted to show me around. And I was like, hey, can I do something for you guys in return? Like maybe let me make a dope video on your spot. Tell the world about you guys and what you do. And by offering that value, I made a really good connection out of it.
Yeah, and something that you said rang true with like everybody that works there as well. Like you were like, I can't believe such a big company was right here in Utah. Like I didn't know about you, and I didn't know about them until I got the job. You know, like so. Obviously, that was like, yeah, make a video on your YouTube channel, man. What do you need? You know, I'll take you wherever.
Yeah, and so one good thing that came out of that position for Johnny is he was able to actually, from I guess maybe that point on or whatever, reach out to a lot of different influencers. And he got to know a lot of the different influencers, a lot of the different companies out there just from working together with them. And throughout Johnny's career, like Johnny's been known as the relationship guy. Like he facilitates all the relationships between brands and influencers now for us. So if you guys saw that reel and there was a lot of faces that you recognize, from professional shooters to athletes and UFC to Post Malone, we've gotten to work with some of the coolest people in the industry and the world for that matter and make super dope content about it. And that's really all come from him.
Yeah, that's real life. I like to think of myself as a walking Rolodex, or running if I run.
With a Rolex.
Let me just cover that up. I'm in the business of building relationships.
I found a good interjection point right there. Let me just say, number 2 that we're talking about, there's a really good quote I once heard. If you're not in the business of relationships, you're going out of business.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
Ooh. That's what it's about, is relationships. Everything that I've been able to do for our company, what we're doing, and everything I've been able to do in freaking life has been because of relationships, and relationships you build off of genuine trust and liking people and caring about them. There's no fake part about it. You actually have to care about people.
That's real, man. A lot of people have asked me like how he builds these relationships and closes a lot of the deals, frankly, that we end up doing. And it's just purely having that relationship. And sometimes that's having that relationship over the course of years. It's going out to lunch and meeting someone and just being there when they need someone and you're able to connect the dots. And then 3 years later when they're like, hey, I know someone that does marketing, let me reach out. That's really how a lot of those things have come full circle, I think.
Yeah, for real. And again, it's just genuinely caring about people. So if you suck at that, I don't know what to tell you.
I started my company, the production side of the company, actually back in 2014. And I started with a partner at the time that didn't work out. I ended up buying him out of the company in 2016. So, and for 4 or 5 years, I was just kind of rolling on my own. You know, I didn't really do the employees thing. I didn't want overhead. I just kind of wanted my own company. And to be very honest, I was making enough to scrape by. You know, like I was paying my bills, but that was about it. When Johnny kind of approached me recently about, you know, maybe we should team up and he can kind of do the relationship side, the selling side, the brands and influencer side, and then I can just facilitate all of the content that comes along with that. That's really when the company started blowing up.
Yeah. And like you said, that was last year in Miami, right? Like it was fairly recently this year where we decided to team up and join our companies, because I was doing my thing and you were doing your thing, but we were sending so much business each other's way as well because it's so symbiotic. Pretty fancy word. I hope it works in that situation. But very symbiotic companies, and so we're like, listen, let's actually build a brand.
So the next point I think in this is that you can't do it alone, at least on a larger scale. You know, that's what I realized is once I sort of hit my production capacity, I was capped out. There was only so much work I could do because I physically needed to be in one spot. I was in the weeds. I couldn't sell. I couldn't grow the business, and I couldn't take on more work. So if you're trying to grow and scale a business, you can't do it alone. And before we go on to more, let's give a shout out to our sponsor, because all of this work has me traveling like crazy, us traveling like crazy. And I got to give a shout out to these guys because they've made traveling extremely easy and efficient over the years. Let's give a quick moment to give a shout out to our sponsor, Esri. Esri makes incredibly high-end backpacks for working professionals who want a sleek-looking, highly functional bag. The unboxing experience truly makes you feel like you're getting a premium bag. This is all like super water resistant, which is important for me because I'm traveling so much, and the fact that it still looks this good is just a testament to how good this quality material is. Generally, when I'm flying for work, I've got my Pelican case filled with my camera stuff, and then I've got this backpack, which will sit right over the carrying handle there, and then I can just wheel it through the airport, no problem. Number one is the leather handles. There are two. There's your standard up top like a normal backpack. Then you also have this, and you can carry it like a briefcase. It's also got a side charging port here, so there's just like a little USB you can plug in, and then on the inside you've got internal wiring. Hook that up to a power bank or whatever. That way when it's on your back, you can have a cord go into your phone, keep that charged while you're walking. You've got a big nice pocket on the front here. Open this up, you've got a couple internal zippers and things like that. On the back, you've got some sort of hidden storage, and then obviously you've got a laptop and tablet section. This backpack keeps you looking extremely professional and sleek. As I mentioned, this is an ultra premium backpack. Luckily, you can get free shipping inside the US. They also have payment options if that's easier for you. And finally, they are offering all Greenlight shooting viewers 30% off. Use code GREEN30 to save 30% off on Esri backpacks. It's kind of fun doing longer form stuff, kind of like a podcast without actually doing a podcast.
What would our podcast be called? Chani.
I don't like that.
Chad and Johnny.
Chani. Let us know what you think about that.
Give us a name. I'll look at the comments. He won't. I'll look at the comments. You go give us a name for our podcast that we're going to do in our soft chat.
So if we back up a little bit into the actual logistics of how I got like leads and clients coming in, it was actually YouTube. So I was doing so many videos, like 3 videos a week at the time, just reviewing products, reviewing holsters, lights, knives, whatever it may be. And because of that, companies would reach out and say, hey, can we send you a holster to review? Again, no money, but I'd be like, yeah, of course, sure, that's content for me, right? And I would make a good video. They would see ROI on that video. And then I would be like, hey, by the way, I do cool videos too. And that's kind of what got me in the door in terms of making, I guess, product videos for companies. But that was really only the beginning, because again, in order to scale that, in order to make that something that is sustainable and actually like you can pay your bills with, I needed to go a different route. And that actually started when Johnny hit me up to do some work.
Yeah, so first thing I did was try and get all this equipment that I had purchased for my employee. I tried to get Chad to use it. So I'm like, hey man, you want to drive like an hour and a half down, maybe 2 or 3 days a week, and you can like edit on my computer and use my stuff, and you weren't fond of it.
I didn't want to do that. He was offering me like not much money at all to do this, and I was like, man, that doesn't make sense. But what if we figure something else out? What is your end goal? So that would be my next point, is try and figure out, when you actually have a client on the line, what is it that they actually need? Because maybe they don't know. And so when I asked him about what it was that he was looking for, I was like, oh, you know what? I bet you I can do that in like a day or 2 a month. So I proposed this idea of, how about I come out for a day or 2 a month instead of a day or 2 a week, and we just knock out a month's worth of content all at once. And here's what that price would be. And there was a little negotiating going on, but at some point we finally agreed on a price. And then once he said, well, he was on the verge of saying yes to that, I said, hold on, before you actually agree to this, let me prove my worth. Let me come out. He said he had an event going on that night. And I said, let me come out to this event. I'll film something entirely for free. I'll show you what I can do. I'll show you how fast I can do it. And that was one thing that really impressed you, right?
Yeah, it blew my mind, really, from what we had done. Essentially, the budget that we were working with for video every month for our part-time guy was getting maybe 1 or 2 videos a month. You know, it wasn't a lot of content that we were getting out of that situation. And so when I switched that budget over to transferred it to Chad, right, like you gave us that free video, we were launching a new series of paper targets that day. Like you came out and I think that night you gave me the video.
Yeah, I filmed for like an hour and a half or something.
Yeah. He was out there for like an hour, and then he went home, and I like paid for your gas and gave you a sandwich.
Yeah, then, I charged him enough for gas and Taco Bell. That was all I wanted.
And then I got an email that night with the final product. That night I got the email, and I said it then, and I say it now. It was the best video that they had produced for their products ever.
Yeah, and so when I heard that, like, it was so cool, A, to be validated and to know that your work's good, but also B, to just like, to see a path to this becoming something real. So the fact that I could produce good quality content quickly, you know, and that was sort of our path to scale. Then because of how connected Johnny is, he put out that one video and immediately had people reaching out, right?
Yeah, I had Crossbreed hit me up. I'm good friends with the dude over at Crossbreed, Nathan, shout out. And he was like, who did your video?
GLS10 for 10% off on crossbreed.com.
GLS10, discount code. Love it, sponsored, hashtag. Yeah, so I know Nathan over there, and Nathan was like, who's doing your video? I was like, shut up, man. I straight up like told him to shut up. He's like, no, I know it's somebody new. It changed immediately. Who's doing your videos? And I called Chad, and I was like, listen, man, I got something, but I don't know if I want to tell you about it, because then you're going to be too busy for me. And he was like, what you got? I'm like, Crossbreed Holsters hit me up, and they want you so bad.
Yeah, again, that was such a cool experience. I started working with Crossbreed immediately, and that was in, I don't know, probably 2017, 18, something like that. I still currently work with them every single month to this day, as well as work with them on YouTube, and it's been such a cool partnership over the years because of that one video that I said, let me come out and prove myself. Like, again, it just ties back to that number one, add value.
Right, that one free video that you gave for an hour and a half plus maybe an hour editing, you know, like 2 clients, solid, still delivered right there.
And so that was the first time that I saw like truly a path to being able to do this full time and pay bills and support a family and stuff like that. And so that was so cool to see. And then, you know, eventually when Johnny and I decided, hey, he's doing the partnerships, the relationships between brands and influencers, and we saw a path for me to be able to be doing the content for that. So when Johnny would hook up Crossbreed with, say, Lena Michalek, Lena needs videos all of a sudden using her new Crossbreed holsters to be able to post. So that's where I came in. And after, I mean, a year or two of that, we're like, why are we doing this separately? Let's combine forces and grow something bigger than either of our 2 companies can by themselves. And I think that's really when the magic happened, is starting last year. We've seen the company explode, and because of that, you know, you're able to sort of supply and demand, increase prices, get a little bit bigger name clients, and then on top of that, now we're doing large scale commercial work.
Yeah, I mean, check out some of the commercials. They're going to be right here. Walker's commercial that we did, that was pretty dope. That was a crazy week.
We got one!
Walkers reached out and they wanted they were launching some new ear protection, but they wanted to show their ears with a bunch of different influencers, but in their own environments. So I think we flew to 6 different influencers over the course of like 4 days, bro. It was maybe one of the most rigorous weeks of our lives that I honestly don't remember a ton of details from. But the video was sick.
The video was sick, and it's like, yeah, legit. We filmed with Crispy here in Utah, and then we went straight to the airport. I mean, we were late.
Yeah, we were. Yep.
Straight to the airport, get on the plane, get to Vegas. Vegas, we go straight to location, film with another influencer, film with Taylor
until 4 a.m.
Get to the hotel for like 2 hours of sleep before we have to be over with Cowboy and Claudia.
At the UFC at 9 a.m.
Yeah. The system was down at the hotel, right? So they had to manually enter everything. Took her like an hour to do that, and so finally she's like, "We're gonna comp your rooms." So for the 2 hours we were there. Anyways, I digress. And then to Atlanta, and then to Alabama, and then to Atlanta, and then to Miami.
And all that was over the course of 2 days, I think, like that second half. We were able to do that commercial. We were able to do a commercial for SOG Knives that turned out really cool, something I'm really proud of, kind of a higher end commercial.
For over 30 years, SOG has been alongside our heroes on the front lines.
From providing aid to defending the innocent.
We've been on countless tours, ride-alongs, and raids. When the mission demands the best,
And failure is not an option. Our tools have been proven time and time again as the professional's choice.
We've always been at your side. We always will be.
We just wrapped up the Rose by Sig Sauer launch, which is Lena Michelik's insanely massive launch that's going to absolutely revolutionize the firearms industry for women. So cool to be a part of that. The names and brands that we're working with right now, every day I'm like, this is incredible. This is so cool.
Yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff coming up in 2023 as well.
And another, I guess, branch of the business that we kind of fell into was managing YouTube, because once again, I kind of learned how to do YouTube over the years of doing this and studying other channels. So there was a friend that reached out to me about building a YouTube channel, and I felt a little weird about it, but once again, I did the same thing. The first month I said, I think I could do this. I think I could build you a channel. Fly me out for 1 month, cover my costs, and I'll make you a dope video. I'm not asking to be paid. I'm just asking to not come out of pocket. So once again, just adding value. And the first video did 2.3 million views. So, there was obviously something there, and we still currently work together to this day. And that channel is called The Collector. So you should go check that out. And then we've been able to work on Lena Michelik's and Jerry Michelik's channel. We've got a lot of big YouTubers approaching us to pour gas on the fire now.
Because Chad won't toot his horn, I'll toot it for him. Chad has really figured out YouTube, the thumbnails, the types of videos that go viral, the types of videos that are meant for product detail and overview, and things that are going to get people maybe not as many views, but more qualified leads for the business. And then there's the other strategy of viral videos, which with the Collector's channel, we go back and forth from those types of videos, right? Sometimes it's very product specific focused, and sometimes it's like, let's go get a couple million views.
It's interesting, right? Like I've over the course of building my YouTube channel, I've figured out how to really build a dedicated audience, but I didn't really know how to get massive views. I studied quite a bit of that, and then once I sort of figured out that formula, now I'm able to kind of, I guess, do both. So like with the Collector's channel, we have the ability to say, we need a video that's going to do millions of views. And I have a pretty good gauge of what's going to do millions of views now. Yeah, it's all about the end goal, right? In the end, I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on YouTube. And I put that to test actually on this channel for one video, the XCal video, the gym review. I wanted to see if I titled it and thumbnailed it a certain way, but did basically the same video that I always do, if it would get a lot of views. And I think within the first week or two, it got about 250,000 views, and then it kind of died off. It was just proof, once again, that a title and thumbnail is so important. And finally kind of figuring that stuff out, figuring out a little bit more about the algorithm has allowed me to be able to share a lot of that with some of our clients.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, it's been an extension of the business.
All in all, really this video, again, is just trying to give value. I hope that you guys can take some value from this, if this is something that you want to do, a path you want to go down. And honestly, I think most of these things will translate across any line of work, right?
Yeah, for sure. I hope you guys got a lot of value from the video as well. Obviously, this is GLS channel. This is not my channel. So please listen to what he said and discard most of what I said.
Yeah, as a general rule of life, do that. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button. Again, another purpose of this is to tell you that I'm going to try and do more YouTube this year.
Yeah, we're going to do more YouTubes for your channel this year.
I don't even want big viral videos. I want to discuss products and stuff. That's something I'm genuinely passionate about. Is like, I'm an EDC nerd. I want to talk about all the different EDC options, the best holsters, the best firearms, the best knives, lights. Oh, speaking of, if we're gonna show off knives, he's grabbing his knife right now. Okay, but if you're a Star Wars fan, come on. The Microtech Sand Trooper? Get out of here. Look how dope this thing is. Yeah, obviously I'm a big fan of those things, so I want to start making videos, man. Those of you that have stuck with the channel for so long, thank you so much. I need to end this video. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Bye.